Hello, everyone. It's Kat, and I'm here to do a little podcast. I've done one of these videos before, but I wanted to try out this model that I got. It's really cute. I'm currently not wearing my glasses because I can't really track my face well. I'm wearing my glasses with VTube Studio, so I'm glassesless right now. But I wanted to do a kind of like another podcast type of video because I thought that would be fun. And someone suggested that I talk about what it's like being a VTuber. I feel like there's a lot I could unpack here, but that would take a long time, and I don't think I want to get like too deep into that. But I haven't even been a VTuber for a year yet. I have to check. When was my last video? My first video made? My first video as a VTuber was made 10 months ago. And the first video was simping over Honkai Star Rail characters for 7 minutes straight. Dr. Ratio in the thumbnail. Look, he's good looking, okay? And I like his voice, don't judge me, okay? But that is a very good question, so thank you to the person that recommended that. I kind of don't know, like, where to start. I'm not a professional by any means. I'm not a professional. I have so much scuff. Maybe that's something I should bring up. Being a VTuber, when you have like a lower end PC, it's not like low end, but the parts are old. There's a lot of opportunity for scuff, and it's okay. I just recently got myself a job. Technically, I've had a job before, but it lasted like 3 days. I quit because they only gave me 4.5 hours of training for retail, and I think my first day was on Easter, and it was a nightmare, so I just went back to school after that. But I got myself a job. Should be simple enough for me to do, not a lot of social interaction, and I'll be able to afford some PC parts. There's a lot of stuff that your PC needs to be able to run when you're a VTuber. I think Vroid Studio, I mean, don't quote me on this, but it seems like Vroid is a lot less strain on my PC, maybe because there's not as many like separated parts to the model. But VTube Studio, it's not VTube Studio's fault, but VTube Studio, my PC used to be able to run it, and now it struggles sometimes when recording, but most of the time when I'm streaming. Because you have your model, the one that I'm using right now is in 4K, so there's like no way I can stream with this. So you have your model, then you have the VTube Studio application, or whatever application you use, then you have your games, and the graphics that you have them on, and your OBS settings, and it's a lot. You do need to have decent equipment. Like, just save yourself time and money. Probably think I can just go into VTubing using cheap equipment, which technically you can. And you don't have to have a huge budget for it, but I will say it's better if you're able. It's better to spend the money to get good equipment that's gonna last you a long time. It's going to last you a while so that your parts will hold out for longer and you won't have to replace it as much, and your PC won't just randomly start to die on you, and then you're like, oh no, I'm like in the middle of my VTubing and I don't have the money to replace this. So that's what I would recommend. Kind of, maybe, I mean, I just kind of went into this, but maybe kind of make a little budget for yourself. What are the most important things that you need? What are things you can upgrade or get later on? But it's not just get a model, go into VTubing, bam, everything goes great. I'm kind of giving a how-to of how to be a VTuber. That's not quite where I was gonna go, but I did want to focus on a couple topics. Mainly, the one for this video that I was gonna focus on primarily is the struggles of being a content creator slash VTuber. Particularly when you struggle with things like, for me, I think a lot of us struggle with like mental illness. Of course, there are also VTubers that struggle with physical disabilities, but I only have like mental illnesses, which may also classify as disabilities. That kind of plays into my content. Like, for example, the main things that really, I guess, kind of mess with me doing my best when it comes to making content is perfectionism, burnout, and anxiety. I am definitely a perfectionist. I don't think I've always been this way. I would guess it's because I've been through a lot of stuff as a kid. I unfortunately went through some very terrible custody battles. My mom passed away at a young age, and that's a lot on like an 8-year-old. And I think when you go through several things that are really traumatic like that, you somehow start to blame yourself. You know it's not your fault, but you start to get really hard on yourself. Like for me, after all of that, I was severely depressed, and honestly, it's a miracle that I'm at the place that I am now. Like, I'm not perfect. I'll never be perfect, at least not on this earth. It's a miracle that I've had the support and help that I needed to pull myself out of there. But I think as a result of all of that, I'm extremely hard on myself. I'm like, look at what other people are doing. Look at them. They're able to accomplish all of this, and you can't even accomplish a third of it. Like, what's wrong with you? Why do you feel so bad all the time? Why do you feel so tired? Why do you feel so sick? Why can't you just work a regular job? Why do you have issues talking to people? What is wrong with you? That's the way my brain talks to me. And it's not good, But I have this really bad need for perfectionism. But the thing is, you can't be perfect. You can't be, and that's why you set yourself up for failure when you think like that. I think I've kind of talked about it a little bit in my Crusader Kings 3 videos. I try not to talk about it unless people bring it up, because I know this is not what people follow me for. But maybe there are those of you that are kind of curious, but it relates to the point that I'm making. I am currently converting from Protestant Christianity to Orthodox Christianity. And one thing that I've noticed as a Protestant, if you're curious what a Protestant is, basically it's a Christian that's not Catholic or Orthodox, to put it very simply. But as a Protestant, I realized it's kind of the same thing, that you feel like you have this expectation to do things perfectly. And when you slip up, it's like, man, I am the worst person. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I fell into this sin. I can't believe I'm this weak. I need to be better. How could I do this? I'm supposed to be a better Christian, all that. And of course, I'm not saying every Protestant is this way. I'm not saying all of Protestant Christianity is this way. I think that's kind of what fed into my religious OCD, was this need or this fear that I can't mess up or something bad is going to happen to me. And Orthodox Christianity is very different, and it's less of, I need to be perfect, I need to not make mistakes, and more of, I'm going to make mistakes, I'm going to fail, and I'll do it several times, probably. It may take a while for me to beat this habit that I have, to get over this specific trial, but I'm not going to be perfect. God doesn't expect me to be perfect. All he wants is that when I fall down, I get up again. You lose when you fall, and you never get up. That's when you lose. So long as you keep fighting, you still have a chance to win. And that kind of idea, I think this way of thinking could be very helpful for people. I think a lot of people need to change their mindset into this, that I'm going to mess up, I'm going to fail, but it teaches you something. It teaches you something when you fail, and sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes you have to do something stupid. Like, I imagine, the way I see it in my head, sometimes people are like, why would God let me do something stupid? Why wouldn't he keep me from doing it? It's like, I think it's kind of like a common saying or like idea. Imagine you're a child and you want to touch the hot stove, and your parent is like, don't touch it, it's hot, it's going to burn you, that's not a good idea. But you're like, no, I want to touch it, I want to touch the hot stove. I don't know why, but you just want to. I want to touch the hot stove, and your parent's like, you know what? I've tried to warn them, they don't get it, I'm gonna let them do it. And then you touch the hot stove and you get burned, but you know what happens? You learn not to do it again. Hopefully. I should also state, because this is a customizable model, and I don't know how the original creator feels about this. I'm not using it to promote anything. As I've been told, your faith is not a sales pitch. If I was a salesperson, I don't think anybody would want to buy what I'm selling, because I may present I don't know what kind of image I present online, but I may present a very, nice, chill, okay, maybe not chill, but a nice, patient version of myself online, but that's like an idealized version of myself. And, people don't really know you. I just want to put that disclaimer out there, just in case. I didn't think I was going to go down this way. I'm just trying to give an alternate a way to look at not being perfect as something that's okay and something that's expected. You only fail when you fall and you don't get up again. You have to get up every single time, and every single time you learn something from it. And sometimes it's necessary. For me, I've learned that you have to go through something not very pleasant so that you can learn. You can learn your weaknesses and not to do it again. And, you wouldn't want to relive that, but you realize it was necessary to go through something like that. Another thing I want to bring up is burnout. It's really hard to run a YouTube channel and Twitch all by yourself with no help from editors or people to make you thumbnails. Everything is done by yourself, and it's really, really difficult sometimes. I can pretty much only get one video out a week right now, and once I start working at my job, I don't know. I've been thinking maybe I need to just focus on doing my streams, and then I just clip my streams, like make highlights and upload them on YouTube. I think that'd be a good, efficient use of my time. But sometimes I feel like my streams are really boring and I don't have anything to clip, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. It's like, I don't know what to clip because I feel like nothing is happening, or I'm so low energy. That's another thing. My energy really depends on the day, and a lot of days I feel like I'm low energy. I don't feel good. I don't know if that's specifically related to anything that I have, any conditions. A lot of days I just don't have energy, and I'm like, I don't know how to be entertaining, I want to entertain people, but I just don't have it in me. But burnout is very, very real, and that's why I switched over from making only Overwatch content, because I'm like, there's no way I can keep playing this game, only this game on my channel, and not lose my mind. I think Overwatch is in a slightly better place than it was like a year ago, but I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm losing my mind only uploading, streaming, and playing Overwatch. So now that I do a bunch of different games, it's like wow, I can have some creative freedom and not only be tied to Overwatch and burn myself out that way. But it is very difficult when you doing everything yourself. Maybe I'll have money in the future to hire editors and stuff, because my editing is very basic and I don't really know what I'm doing. So it would kind of help if I had other people to help me with that. And maybe, I don't know if I want a manager, but somebody to help me with my time management, somebody to make me thumbnails, that would be great. By the way, this is not for you to advertise your services. That's not what I'm saying here. Don't try it. I've had so many bots reach out to me lately. It's driving me nuts. I don't have the money right now. I'm trying to save my money for computer parts, so don't think you can come in here and try to sell me something. Anyway, this also kind of ties in to my last point, which is that I have a lot of anxiety. Some people are really surprised when I tell them I have bad social anxiety. They're like, oh, I could never tell. I'm like, I'm anxious when I go on my streams. And they're like, oh, it's hard to tell. You don't appear that way. It's like, yeah, I'm really good at keeping my terror internalized. I do have a lot of anxiety though. That's one of the reasons I feel like I can't stream for very long, because I'm so worried about how everything looks, how everything sounds, if it's not perfect. I'm constantly worried about how I'm presenting myself, how my content looks, and I feel like it's not up to par, and the entire time I'm streaming, it's just like I'm worried about all of that, and that's why I don't have a lot of energy to do long streams. Sometimes I just don't have the energy to yap, but I'm so preoccupied with how does my model look? Am I moving enough? Am I puppeting enough? Am I making expressions? Does it look like I'm just staring dead at the camera? Do I have enough energy in my voice? Do I sound dead inside? Is the quality of my stream good? Is the sound okay? Could it be louder? Could it be soft? It's like, maybe it's kind of OCD related now that I think about it. The what if thoughts. But yeah, that adds a lot to my anxiety, because I'm like, I want it to be perfect, and if it's not perfect, I just want to scrub it off the internet. But I don't do that because I don't want to waste my content. Yeah, I have a lot of anxiety, and the thing is, I'm so worried about all these things, but I don't really get any complaints about the things that I'm worried about. People don't complain about it, it's just me. I'm my own worst critic. I'm like, maybe I should just shut up. Maybe I should make my mind be quiet and just focus on having a good time. Be honest with my audience and I don't feel good. Like, a lot of the time, I don't know. I think, like having constant anxiety and having. I'm also autistic in level 1 specifically, and no, it's not like a leveling system. It's just dependent on how much support you need in your daily life, and it ranges from level 1 to 3. I don't fully understand that about myself, and it's something I need to kind of look more into, but I do have autism. I do get sensory overload a lot. I have really bad sound sensitivity, and I think it also is probably, most likely, not just sensory overload. I believe I have something called misophonia, misokinesia, but it's like a hatred of sound and a hatred of movement. I've kind of brought it up on stream before, but I can't stream when other people are in my house talking. I can't do it. I have to stop stream. I can't do it. I would have like a panic attack on stream. A lot of the time I don't like noise unless I'm the one making it, and that's very difficult when you live in an environment where everybody is making noise. And that also just kind of weighs on me, and I had this constant anxiety every day of what sound is going to bother me today, what's going to make me upset today. It's a constant state of anxiety, and that also makes you really tired. And I don't know, it just saps your energy. Maybe that's more personal to me, or maybe to some people that also kind of experience the same thing. But yeah, I have a lot of anxiety, I have a lot of sensitivity to things, and that can make it difficult to live a quote-unquote normal life. However, I have a very nice community, although you guys kind of bully me now. I see you, you bully me. Don't think I don't see you. You have fun torturing me on stream. But I have a very nice community of people, and I feel like you all are very understanding, and, even for some of us, don't believe the same things as me. You've all been very respectful. I think a lot of you just share my enthusiasm with some of the things that I do, which is really nice. I have been very blessed to get to the point where I am now, and streaming has given me the chance to meet new people and kind of get better with my social anxiety. I've met a lot of nice, very friendly people, and I feel like they are true friends that would help me if I am in a crisis. I feel like I can really rely on them. I've been through some hard things, and you guys have helped lift my spirits a lot, especially at the start of this year. I don't think it made it into a video because I deleted the stream, but I went through something kind of difficult at the start of this year. It was very hard on me, but I had friends checking on me, making sure I'm okay. A lot of you you made me laugh and kind of helped me forget about things for a while, it's very sweet, and I really do appreciate it. And I feel like a lot of you, most of you, understand boundaries and don't push anything. And, if anybody was weird to me, I feel like some of you would throw hands. You'd throw hands. But I'm very glad you guys like my content and you like watching me, and you don't think I sound dead inside. It's kind of surprising. A lot of people say, "Oh, I love your voice." I think in this video I sound nicer, but a lot of the times I watch my videos, I'm like, I just sound depressed. And people are like, "Oh, I love your voice. It's so nice." And I'm like, you don't think I sound dead inside? But that's really nice. Maybe I don't have to put on a voice. People just like my voice for how it is, so I really appreciate that, actually. When people were I was expecting to lose a lot of subscribers when I switched my model. I wasn't expecting or planning to do it so suddenly, but people really liked it, and I just went ahead with it, and people stuck around, and I wasn't expecting it. I'm very glad, because my OC, Zara, maybe you guys would be interested in a podcast style video where I kind of talk about her lore. But my OC, she is very special to me. She's very close to my heart. I was going to write a book for her, and then I'm like, writing a book is a lot of work. A lot of work. I don't know how to do that. And I turned her into a Vtuber model, and really seemed to like her. Actually, you can't see. Hold on. You can kind of see. I added these little vine details to her arms, because she's actually supposed to have vines on her. I can't really put it on my Vroid character because I have to draw it. However, like I mentioned, unless you missed it, I mentioned that I'm having a custom outfit made in April, so that's like next month. And it will include the vines on her. It's gonna be for my Vroid model, and I'm gonna plan to do a little debut with a little karaoke. So finally, as I promised, I'm sorry I kept putting it off. I have really bad stage fright, and I can't get rid of this cough. I can't completely get rid of this cough. I don't know what my problem is, but thank you everyone for all your support, and I'm excited to see where things go from here. And I thank you all in being respectful and being friendly and, just being nice. Just being good humans. A lot of people aren't good humans. And I'm very grateful that I have a very understanding and compassionate audience. And thank you for sticking with me. And always make sure to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Look out for yourself. If you need help, reach out to somebody. Thank you so much for supporting me. And thank you for listening to me yap. If you'd like me to do more podcast kinds of videos, please let me know. I'm great at yapping. I'm great at yap some days. Some days not so much, but Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon.